What do you do when the pain is too deep, the wound too raw, and the betrayal too cruel to even whisper the word forgiveness? What happens when you know the idea of letting go could be heal, but it also feels like betrayal of your own suffering? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're walking through a landscape many dare not enter, the landscape of unforgivable trauma. This isn't theoretical, this is real. This is about the hurt that alters the nervous system, the memories that won't fade, and the scars that don't feel like metaphors. Yet, this is also about possibility. This is not a conversation about excusing harm. This is not spiritual bypassing. This is not a call to prematurely forgive what you haven't even begun to grieve. This is an invitation into a radically different way of viewing trauma, karma, and forgiveness, and not as fixed destinies, but as evolving inner journeys toward peace. Because you deserve freedom. Not when someone else changes. Not when justice is done. But now, because you are still here, and your soul is still whole, even if your heart has been broken. Let's begin where most people are stuck, in the shadow. The shadow of the unforgivable. There's a specific type of pain that silences even the most eloquent voices. The kind of pain that comes from betrayal by a parent, abandonment by a partner, abuse by someone who was supposed to protect you, life stolen, body violated, trust destroyed. These aren't wounds that time simply heals. These are emotional and psychological earthquakes that rewire your nervous system, your sense of safety, and even your identity. People who've endured this kind of trauma often share certain emotional states. Deep sense of powerlessness, as if a core part of them was taken without consent. Shame, even though they logically know it wasn't their fault. Rage, raw, holy, and often repressed because the world is uncomfortable with it. Grief that resurfaces unexpectedly, years later. Isolation, because most people can't handle the truth of what really happened. Then comes the spiritual confusion. You hear phrases like, "Let it go," "Everything happens for a reason," or worse, "You chose this in a past life." Let's pause right here. No spiritual path, no enlightened text, and no well-meaning teacher has the right to invalidate your trauma by wrapping it in cosmic excuses. But this also doesn't mean your trauma has to define you forever. Because here's the truth: healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means transforming. And one of the most powerful transformations comes when we begin to look beyond pain. Not to dismiss it, but to understand its roots. Which leads us into the misunderstood landscape of karma. Karma, not a punishment, but a pattern. Karma is one of the most misused spiritual concepts in modern language. People often think of karma as cosmic revenge, tally sheet of sins and virtues, guarantee that bad people will get what they deserve. But this isn't how karma works, not in Buddhism, not in deeper spiritual traditions. Karma is not punishment, karma is pattern. It is the energetic echo of actions, intentions, and choices reverberating through time, space, and consciousness. So when traumatic events occur, the spiritual question isn't, "Why did I deserve this?" It's, "What pattern is being revealed here?" This doesn't mean you are to blame. It means that we live in a world of deep, complex, interwoven energy, some personal, some ancestral, some collective. Understanding karma in this way helps shift the question from judgment to discernment. For example, a person who experienced emotional neglect as a child may unconsciously choose partners who echo that dynamic. Lineage of women silenced by patriarchy may give rise to daughters who find their voice through surviving trauma. Society built on exploitation may birth generations carrying its invisible scars. These patterns are not your fault, but they are your opportunity. Because karma is not fixed fate. Karma is malleable. The most powerful way to shift karmic cycles or in a response or decision not to become what hurt you or choice to feel without becoming frozen. And perhaps when you are ready, your decision to forgive, a radical act of forgiveness. Let's be clear, forgiveness is not a moral virtue. It's not a box to check. It's not for them. Forgiveness is a radical act of self-liberation. It is the refusal to carry the energetic residue of someone else's darkness inside your body, your mind, or your future. Modern science backs this up. Studies show that forgiveness, genuine, not forced, can lower blood pressure, reduce anxiety, improve immune function, and even alter brain activity in ways that promote peace. Because holding on to hatred, however justified, keeps your nervous system in a loop of stress. Your body doesn't know the difference between a memory and a current threat. Every time you replay the betrayal, your biology responds as if it's happening now. Forgiveness interrupts that loop. It says, I will not give my life over to this story forever. And it's okay if the story is still unfolding. You don't have to forgive everything at once. You start small. Here's how. Acknowledge the reality of what happened. Oh sugarcoating. Oh minimizing. Emit. Feel what you feel. Rage, sorrow, numbness. It's all sacred. You are allowed. Separate the act from your identity. You are not what was done to you. Visualize what freedom would feel like. Not forgiveness, but freedom. What would change if this pain no longer defined your energy? Create space for forgiveness to emerge naturally. Don't force it, just stop feeding the wound. And when you're ready, move into deeper spiritual tools. Spiritual tools for liberation. Here's one of the most powerful meditations for emotional release. The fireball visualization. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Visualize a fireball in front of you, safe, contained, glowing. Now imagine placing your pain into that fire, memory by memory, phrase by phrase. Let it burn. Say, I release this. I do not need to carry it anymore. Imagine the fire turning the pain into light, rising as smoke into the sky. This isn't just a visualization. It's a ritual of energetic alchemy. Pair it with journaling prompts like, what did this experience teach me about my strength? What parts of me are still seeking justice, and how can I honor that? Who am I beyond this story? And if you feel called, use daily affirmations. I am not defined by my pain. I release what no longer serves me. My peace is my power. These aren't just words, they are energetic instructions to your spirit. You repeat them not because you believe them right away, but because one day you will. Embracing a future unburdened. If there's one thing you take from this video, let it be this. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not the one who harmed you. Doesn't mean forgetting. Means reclaiming. Reclaiming your mind. Reclaiming your nervous system. Reclaiming your ability to feel joy again. It won't be linear. Some days you'll feel free, other days the old wand will whisper. But healing isn't a straight road. It's a spiral. And every time you return to the pain with more compassion than before, you rise higher. So ask yourself now, what burden am I ready to release even just a little today? And who might I become if I do? If this message stirred something in you, let it grow. Comment below, what has forgiveness meant for you? What feels unforgivable still? Subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share it with someone who's carrying something heavy. Because no matter what has happened to you, peace is still possible. Not easy, not fast, but possible. You are not alone on that path. Thank you for watching.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the Soulmate Test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now.
http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.